The seer priest Ze'thar knelt before the oracle crystal as the aeon current coursed through his body, like living water flowing through porous stone. His violet eyes shone with inner light, while his hands touched the pulsating amber surface of the sacred crystal that had guided his people through 1,000 generations of celestial peace. Then he felt it. He did not see. He did not hear. He felt. Like an open wound in the sacred fabric of the cosmos, like the silent screams of dead metal tearing the veil between worlds. The human ships had arrived, 300 scars of technological arrogance cutting through holy space like profane blades through divine silk. They are here, Matriarch Sylvana. His voice was a reverent whisper, burdened with ancestral sorrow. The children of dead metal have come with their soulless machines and their endless pride, a blindness deeper than any physical darkness. The matriarch, draped in golden veils that floated with no wind as if breathing on their own, bowed her head crowned with Orindra crystals that sang softly in rhythm with her measured heartbeat. How many war vessels do they bring this time? Ze'thar closed his eyes again, diving deeper into the current, sensing every vibration, every dissonance in the cosmic fabric the humans were shredding with their invasive, irreverent presence. 300, but he hesitated, frowning as something strange brushed against his expanded awareness, like icy fingers over sensitive skin. Something is wrong in their formation. I sense only emptiness, light without essence, shadows cast with no bodies to sustain them. It is as if... Sylvana stepped closer, her bare feet barely touching the polished stone of the observatory temple that floated above the sacred capital. As if what, seer? Ze'thar opened his eyes suddenly, comprehension and profound philosophical horror mingling within them, as if they were trying to hide their true souls behind ghosts of fabricated light. They have created illusions, empty projections. They believe they can deceive the aeon current itself with tricks of refracted light and dead technology. A murmur rippled through the circle of priests gathered around the central crystal. The matriarch, however, remained completely still, like a statue of living marble sculpted by patient gods. Then they still do not understand. They still believe vision is only a matter of physical eyes and crude mechanical sensors. Ze'thar nodded slowly, touching the crystal again with boundless reverence. They think we are primitive because we do not build metal upon metal until it floats. They cannot grasp that we transcended such crude constructions 1,000 solar cycles ago. They do not understand that true power lies not in creating illusions of light, but in becoming invisible to light itself, while remaining utterly visible to the current that binds all living consciousness in the known universe. 3 days before the physical arrival of the human fleet in the Kaedryn system, Ze'thar had already summoned the Council of the Seven Flames in the grand circular temple, its transparent walls revealing the golden city below, spreading like petals of a cosmic flower. The elders sat in a perfect circle, each wearing the colors of their spiritual lineage, each holding crystals resonating at distinct yet harmoniously intertwined frequencies. "Brothers and sisters of the sacred current," Ze'thar began, his voice echoing naturally through the perfect acoustic chamber. "The humans of the dominion of Soul approach our peaceful world once again. But this time they bring something new, something that reveals the unsettling depth of their fundamental misunderstanding of cosmic reality itself." Elder Thalren, whose silver beard fell to the floor like a cascade of crystallized wisdom, leaned forward, curiosity laced with paternal concern. "Explain, young seer, what have you perceived through the current that brings such spiritual unease?" Ze'thar gestured, and in the center of the circle, a hologram formed, not from dead light but from living aeon energy, showing the 300 human ships advancing in aggressive formation. Yet around each real vessel flickered dozens of spectral images, like candles trembling in a night breeze. "Behold, they have created technological ghosts, empty holographic projections they expect us to see as real threats, while their true ships remain hidden behind optical distortion fields they proudly call the Veil Shield." Murmurs of disbelief and pity echoed through the sacred chamber. Elder Miriah, renowned for her boundless compassion, even toward the lost, sighed deeply. "So they still believe we see with eyes of flesh. They do not grasp that every living being, every awakened consciousness, resonates through the current like the string of a cosmic harp, vibrating in its unique frequency. Ze'thar nodded solemnly. Exactly, wise elder. To us, their hollow holograms are visual silence, black holes of meaning, while their true ships scream their presence through the current like celestial alarm bells, impossible to ignore or mistake. Each nuclear engine throbs, each crew member breathes, each arrogant thought resonates. They are impossible to hide from those who have learned to hear the universe sing. 2 days before the inevitable confrontation, Ze'thar climbed to the peak of the observatory mount, where the thin air seemed to pulse with concentrated Aeon energy. Alone except for the silent witness of the stars, he entered the deep meditation known as total fusion with the current. His body became a portal. His awareness expanded beyond mortal flesh, flowing through the solar system like a river of pure consciousness, embracing every drifting stone, every mote of cosmic dust, every pulse of distant starlight. Then he saw them clearly. The 300 human ships held rigid, mechanical, predictable formation. Around them, like a swarm of brainless, luminous insects, flickered hundreds of holographic projections, desperately attempting to imitate life they did not truly possess. Poor lost children of the cosmos, Ze'thar whispered to the mountain wind. They've spent centuries perfecting the art of illusion, yet never asked what it truly means to be seen. They believe sight is only photons striking retinas or cold sensors. They do not understand that true vision is recognition of soul, resonance of essence, the current recognizing the current in every awakened form of life. He opened his eyes, tears tracing radiant lines down a face etched with generations of wisdom. And now we must teach them that truth in the only language they still understand, the tragic and sorrowful language of war, born from spiritual self-preservation. The day before battle, Ze'thar gathered the fire prayer pilots in the sacred hangar where the Kaedryn ships rested like blossoms of metal and crystal, awaiting their moment to bloom. Each vessel was both grown and built, shaped over centuries through collective prayer, crystallized Aeon energy given living form. Reluctant warriors of the current, he began, his voice echoing gently through the vast chamber. What you will do tomorrow is not war as humans define it. We will not destroy from hatred or hollow thirst for conquest. We will purify. Their ghosts of light are blasphemies against the nature of awakened creation. Lies made solid in photons, emptiness pretending to be substance, and the current rejects such defilement of its immutable laws. A young pilot named Lysara, her golden eyes bright with youthful fire, raised a hesitant hand. Master Seer, how shall we distinguish the empty ghosts from the true ships if both appear identical to our limited eyes? Ze'thar smiled with infinite paternal tenderness. Close the eyes of flesh, child of the current. Open the eyes of essence. Feel through the crystal heart of your ship. The current will guide your strikes with absolute precision, for it recognizes true life and rejects false imitation instinctively and without error. Trust the wisdom that flows through every awakened atom within you. When the human ships finally activated their holographic assault formation, the effect on the collective Kaedryn consciousness was both tragic and absurd. Ze'thar, linked to the central oracle crystal, felt the initial confusion of the younger seers, who saw the sky fill with thousands of multiplying threats. But for him, for the elders, for any who had truly learned to see through the current, the truth was as clear as sunrise after the darkest night. The holograms were silence made visible, voids in the living fabric of consciousness, while the 300 real ships, hidden behind their proud veil shield, blazed through the current like beacons, their location illuminated by the heartbeat of every living soul within. Strike only at the true presences, Ze'thar ordered calmly, through the mind link uniting all pilots in temporary collective awareness. Ignore the hollow ghosts. They are not worth even the breath it takes to acknowledge them. The Kaedryn weapons were not crude metal projectiles nor beams of destructive energy. They were concentrated streams of crystallized Aeon, guided not by blind computers, but by conscious intention, woven from dozens of harmonized minds. The first golden strikes curved impossibly through the void, guided by the current itself, piercing through illusion and striking the hidden ships with surgical precision. The human veil shield, so proudly engineered, was utterly useless against an enemy that had never relied on physical sight at all. Ze'thar felt the shock ripple through the human minds, connected faintly to the current, a wave of pure disbelief. At last they began to understand. Their perfect holograms, their sophisticated illusions, were invisible to a species that had long transcended the limits of the eye. The Kaedryn did not see reflected light. They felt consciousness resonating, and consciousness cannot be forged through dead photons arranged in beautiful but soulless patterns. The battle was swift and decisive, not because the Kaedryn were militarily superior, but because they fought with true understanding of reality itself, while their enemies stumbled blindly within illusions of their own making. When the surviving human ships finally retreated in desperation, Ze'thar felt no victorious pride, only profound sorrow for a civilization so advanced in machinery, yet so utterly lost in spirit. "They still have not learned," he murmured to Silvana, who stood beside him watching through the pulsing oracle crystal. "They still believe true power lies in ever more elaborate technology. They do not see that real power is not in hiding from light through clever optics, but in becoming invisible to physical light, while remaining gloriously visible to the current that unites all awakened consciousness across the infinite, eternal cosmos. One day perhaps they will learn, but that day of necessary illumination is not today." And as the last human vessels vanished beyond the stellar horizon, carrying their wounds and their broken pride, Ze'thar turned back to the oracle crystal and began to sing the ancient prayers of purification. For though they had won this battle, he knew the true war was against the spiritual ignorance that infected the dominion of soul like a terminal disease of the soul, and that war would be long, painful, and perhaps unwinnable by strength alone.